Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Steve's Wrestling Ramble. I do apologize again for another week for being a little late to the show, I guess, so to speak. Usually, yes, I do it Tuesday evenings, 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Central Time. But again, this week, things going on. As you guys all know, I'm a part of another show, another great show called Talking WWE, and it goes 6 to 7, maybe a little later. And then I had things going on after that. That I couldn't get out of and wasn't able to do a live show then. And for the rest of the week, of course, as you see, I was doing other things. Again, main event marks. We had to move our show till tonight. We actually just finished our episode, our impromptu episode, about 5 minutes ago. It should be uploaded here soon thereafter. So definitely welcome to check that out on here on YouTube. Main event marks. Welcome to follow on Twitter at main event underscore marks. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/main event marks. For myself, you're welcome to find my show on Facebook fan page. Just search Steve's Wrestling Ramble there on Facebook, and it should be easy as one, two, three in that way to find it there. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Greatly appreciate it. Right now, I'm sitting at 61 subscribers, so a slow growth, and a slow growth is better than no growth, right? So, um, excuse me. But I just wanted to explain here at the top of the show the situation, and again, why another week. This show's going a little later in the week. Now, also that has been added to my schedule, as you can see here on my channel, on Monday evenings, if not maybe days after, I do my review of the MTV show Scream with my co-host Jay. I am hoping to have a co-host, or well, Jay is my co-host, but I'm hoping to have a guest for an episode coming up here. Her name is, or at least her name here on YouTube, Julie DG. That's JULI DG in capital letters. Again, that is capital JULI, capital D, capital G, here on YouTube. If you already know, that's great. If you already subscribed to her, that's awesome. Uh, excuse me, that's my text. She does have around 3K, 3,000. So if you haven't subscribed to her, if you haven't checked out her stuff, her reviews, her reactions and reviews um, of MTV Stream and of other shows that she enjoys, welcome to check that out and give it a chance. But I'm hoping to have her on as a guest either this week, and if not this week, not this upcoming week, one of the weeks following. So let's get into business at hand, talking WWE Monday Night Raw, and man, geez, doing episodes this late here on a Friday with Monday being when Raw is feels like it's an eternity ago, but it was just this Monday, at the beginning of the week, and to start off with the interesting thing, so to speak. You have the Money in the Bank participants, all six of them. And I guess they're stretching that so much that I think they're wanting people to think. And to me, I still have a feeling there's going to be a seventh member, a surprise entrant, so to speak, or a surprise participant at the 2016 Money in the Bank ladder match for the briefcase. Because I still think there's somebody going to be returning. I still believe. Whether it happens or not, we'll see. But in my personal opinion, I still think that's going to be the case. I still think it's going to be either Bray Wyatt or Randy Orton. You use that seventh person, that mystery person, that surprise to actually be a true surprise of someone coming back, not just somebody wanting to take a shot, like let's say Goldust or Zack Ryder or something like that kind of situation. Actually, or someone coming back from an extended period away to make their mark, so to speak, coming back at Money in the Bank. My vote still would be for Randy Orton if there really is going to be this seventh person. It'd be great to see him come back. I know hearing the rumors Bray Wyatt having big plans, WWE having big plans for Bray Wyatt, but we'll see. But anyway, starting off Monday Night Raw this past Monday with the participants sitting on their own respective ladders, cutting promos on each other. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, do something different. I mean, why not? Why have to do everything status quo? So I enjoyed that aspect of it. Chris Jericho sitting the way he sat, stuff like that, and Del Rio, Kevin Owens, and Thrones of Lillian there, and then Dean Ambrose just being awesome as he always is, saying like, "Can we just get to the end? We already know what's gonna happen. We're gonna brawl," sort of thing. So all in all, it was all interesting. But what kind of really kind of let me down is the Teddy Long thing. It was awesome to see him. You know, he got a great reaction. I mean, I was even happy to see him back. But once he spoke, and it seemed like he was just fumbling, stumbling, fumbling. I don't know if that was part of the work, part of the segment, or not. If it wasn't, well, he should have rehearsed a little bit more. If it was, then he did a great job. But either way, it just seemed really, and it almost seemed like Stephanie McMahon coming out there was unplanned. And unplanned for two reasons. One, I think it was unplanned because I think the point was supposed to be of Teddy Long being out there. People already always, being taking him as the guy that makes tag matches and those tag matches and all that, yada yada. So playing into that, I think what was supposed to happen, in my opinion here, again, just my opinion, but what I think was supposed to happen was that Teddy Long was the one that's supposed to make the one-on-one matches when people were thinking it was going to be a tag team or a six-man tag team or something to that effect kind of match that he was going to make or something there at the end that would actually be for Raw. So I think Stephanie McMahon coming out there and announcing him, I think was unplanned. And the second reason I thought it was unplanned is because her music didn't even hit. Usually when she comes out there, for a segment like this or something like that, her music plays. It just is what it is. Whether it's Shane McMahon or Triple H or any of the authority Vince McMahon, you know what I mean. Their music plays and they're coming out when they're supposed to come out. So the fact that her music wasn't queued up and it wasn't, that those little things, to me, was telling me that that wasn't entirely planned. It could have been an audible kind of situation by Vince McMahon or Triple H or whoever was in the back. They were calling the shots off of that segment that this isn't really working well. We gotta get someone in there to save Teddy in a way, or save the segment and save Teddy. So I think that's why how that came up. But in the end, I think the whole segment was alright because I enjoyed it. That means being on their own ladder and the brawl and everything, and then Teddy coming out. It was all good up to then. But then after that, it just seemed like it all just sunk to the floor of how good it was, and then what it became. So, but again, that was just me. I just wanted to obviously give my thoughts there. Styles defeating Chris Jericho, one of those one-on-one matches. Then we have Rusev defeating Jack Swagger via countout. And now we have Rusev going to be defending his United States Championship. And also before I even, I guess Titus O'Neil, but before he was saying that, he tweeted a picture of him and his fiancee Lana at the CMT Movie Awards, the red carpet, and he actually brought the United States title with him, holding it over his shoulder, proud champion. I saw that was posted on the Marks for Life group, facebook.com/group/pro wrestling marks. Definitely check that out if you are on Facebook. And on there, someone made the comment underneath that post that it seems like he seems like a superstar, a wrestler, a performer that really lives a gimmick and enjoying what he's doing. And I agree. I agree with that person's statement right there, 100%. Because the things I believe Rusev is that type of person, is that type of wrestler that he lives his gimmick of being Rusev and the stuff like that. And if he is a champion, should wear the belt wherever and whenever, whether not just what I mean, like not just having it with you when you kind of have to for interviews with Good Morning America or with the coach on ESPN, Sports Center, which by the way is on ESPN News where they have that segment. Maybe one of these weeks, ESPN, maybe please have it on Sports Center that's on ESPN or even ESPN2. I mean, that's all I ask. Maybe once, maybe I don't know because I have um to watch any of those interviews. I have to either go to a friend's house, and watch it later on and on their on demand or whatever they have the next day or the weekend between the weeks, or to find it online, or sometimes you find it on YouTube or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, that is what it is. I'm not upset with ESPN. Just don't get me wrong. I love ESPN. I would love to work for them just as much as I would for WWE. But it just would be nice as a fan of WWE, as a fan of ESPN, and all that other stuff in between. It would be nice for them to have that segment, have that, off the ropes thing on a regular sports center, at least what I call a regular sports center, not the in between ones. But then again, just my opinion. But back to the point, Rusev defeated Jack Swagger. AJ Styles confronting John Cena, back and forth promo. I think this was the best moment of the night. John Cena schooling AJ Styles, at least in the promo section, aspect of a character and of a WWE superstar. I mean, AJ Styles came from Japan. I mean, or at least the last promotion he was part of, he fought all over the world as a competitor, but specifically came from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah, he's a good wrestler, but he needs to work on that mic skills. He's always had problems with the mic skills because it's always, I don't want to diss him because he's a great athlete. He is. But in the mic skills, it just seems too forced, either too rehearsed. It just doesn't seem authentic when he's cutting a promo, even as a heel now. Let alone as a face, heel, whatever they put him as, whatever any promotion put him as. So just think about it. Watch him trying to watch him cutting promos in TNA way back then, where he got his start. His start here to greatness, I guess you could say. Even then, him having issues at that time. So I think John Cena with his kind of lines, and since WWE says John Cena is the face that runs the place, and I'm saying, if you didn't beat Roman Reigns, you tried twice, lost twice. What makes you think you're gonna beat me? Sort of thing. That line there in the promo, I think was the most. I think was the best one of all the one-liners in between. I know a lot of marks and fans like AJ Styles rebuttal, especially about John Cena burying people. But I think WWE was just doing that to let him say that because he's a fan favorite, just like Kevin Owens saying some stuff that he did about John Cena when they had their feud heading into Money in the Bank, heading into the same pay-per-view. Something that I just realized actually not so long ago. I think it was 24 hours ago. That's how that started. It started at Money in the Bank. And I think in this one it's going to start the same way, at least in match results. I think AJ Styles will get this first win, but I really want it to truly be AJ Styles versus John Cena. I want a one-on-one. I don't want the club to be a part of it, as in either in part of the match period, as in on the card. Part of the match is interference. Part of the match is if they're just on commentary and then interfere after the match. I don't care. I just don't want them anywhere near the one-on-one confrontation between AJ Styles and John Cena because, in my humble opinion, I think it would take away from AJ Styles whether here at Money in the Bank or otherwise. Yes, I know heels win dirty ways. I mean, just look at Charlotte and what she did with when she was with her father, Rick, and when WWE had her there, and now with Dana Brooke and everything, and just in general with heels. Okay, I understand that part and aspect. Okay, but specific to this feud, and it's just specific to AJ Styles and John Cena ever facing each other before, especially ever facing each other before in WWE. You want to rob the WWE universe of the type of match that they could have from start to finish, from bell to bell, by having the club being part of it. I mean, let's say even if this match turns into a no DQ match, and we see the club, or maybe the Usos or whoever else in part, anybody in between be part of the match. I just think it just takes away from it, especially the very first one. You gotta have it that one-on-one, and AJ Styles getting a clean win, or John Cena getting a clean win. I don't care who gets the clean win, just somebody getting a clean win. That's all that matters to me. The Vaudevillains defeating Enzo and Big Cass via disqualification. They do the whole spot again from WWE Payback, which I don't know, wasn't in bad taste. I don't know. That's opinion. I mean, it's subjective. If you think it was, I respect that, but I don't think it was. I know for sure Enzo Amore didn't think it was, otherwise he wouldn't have been okay to doing that spot again. But I think they just did that spot again to get to what the result or what the purpose was supposed to be, because getting over it again. And that's what really makes me think. And I know a lot of people give me flack about this, whether it's on Twitter, which you can follow me at WB_podcast, or on Facebook in the group, which is facebook.com/groups/pro wrestling marks. But I still think that Big Cass, I mean, WWE has big plans for him for the big guy, Big Cass. I think sooner rather than later, WWE is gonna have Enzo and Big Cass split. Now I kind of brought this up on Talking WWE with Jay, and so did my co-host Stephen A. As well, he brought it up in his own way. He was saying that the breakup, he agreed with me that it might be sooner rather than later. The writing might be on the wall, but in his opinion and the way he thinks it should be broken up is for the WWE draft and them just splitting up. WWE just splitting them off that way instead of them having to have a big split up and then fight and stuff like that. In my thinking, I thought that's how it was gonna go, and I thought that would happen at the draft. They would have some implosion or whatever, talking about if because by that time we'll know if the 18 can be separated or not, and them being like, oh, you know what I mean? Maybe I don't explain this right, but they're at odds. They both get drafted to the same place, so you think they're going to be as a tag team, but then they're not. So that's what I thought the way to go. So Stephen A, my way, either way, we both feel in our own ways that may be the case. The Big Cass will be going on to a singles competition sooner rather than later and be broken off from Enzo and Mori. Now, to be quite honest, the more I think about it, I think I like it better Stephen A's way because then you don't have to already have them broken off and have like a true split or anything, which then will split the W Universal fandom, especially the fandom of Enzo Big Cass. You just split them off because of the draft. They didn't really have a choice in it. They didn't have a say in it. Sort of saying like you can have them being interviewed, whether it's on the show Raw or SmackDown of either of them or on one of those backstage segments that's for the WWE YouTube channel that they post there of them saying no, they didn't want this, they want to be together, they're still buddies and stuff like that, because then they're split for different shows, but at any time they could be put together back for tag team matches if they want to, sort of thing. Because the way I'm thinking is the tag team titles, you only need one tag team title. So let's be throw it around. As I talk about big news tonight in WWE and Booker T, whether he's just trolling all of us or he knows something. He's talking about not only the world title coming back, but us having again a SmackDown tag team title like we did back in the day. If you all that may remember that, having a second tag team title, I don't think that's right. I don't think they should do that. I think if anything, the world title come back. That's it. I mean, again, that's me and how I feel. Alberto Del Rio defeating Sami Zayn, good win for Del Rio. But I think if I have to rank who I think is going to win this briefcase from 1 to 6, or why not put 7? Because I think there's a seventh one, and let's just say it's Randy Orton for this purpose. But if I'm ranking 1 to 7, I would have Kevin Owens. I mean, not Kevin Owens. Well, you know what? Yeah, probably in likelihood, Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose, Chris Jericho, Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, Alberto Del Rio. He'd be last. Sorry. So it was good that he got a win. As I said, whether on this show or on the other shows that I'm part of, Mid Event Marks, and Talking WWE with Jay, this is going to be a great match. And anybody can win, and I can see it happening. That still doesn't mean that there's one that might be better fit than the other. I mean, I see it if Del Rio wins or Sami Zayn wins, there'll be definitely unsuccessful cash-ins. And if any of the other ones win, a higher probability of them being successful cash-ins in the next WWE World Heavyweight Champion, or whenever they do cash it in. I think, though, to amend that a little bit, if Cesaro wins, I see them doing what I kind of want WWE to have the cojones, the grapefruits, let's say, as Vince McMahon calls them, and the grapefruits to have their Money in the Bank briefcase holder hold that briefcase all the way until the next Money in the Bank. So we have the winner here in 2016, that individual holding it all the way till we get to the show of 2017 edition of Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Because then what do you do now, right? There's something different, something new. What's gonna happen? Where's this gonna be decided? Are they just gonna put the briefcase back up, because it's going to be up for grabs because we're at the next Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And then we have that briefcase holder, automatically in that match because they're still holding the briefcase. Do we amend the rules and on the fly, as WWE likes to do sometimes? And anyways, we get closer and closer to the 2017 edition of Money in the Bank that, you have Cesaro, you have to cash it in before the Money in the Bank ladder match. See, that would even be more interesting. Just think about it this way: if Triple H or whoever the authority is at that time, or whatever combination of authority we have at 2017 Money in the Bank, leading up to that, saying that you have to cash in before the Money in the Bank ladder match, like before that match starts, sort of thing. So it's a time, guessing game of when he's gonna cash in. I just think it would be really interesting. It would be really intriguing, entertaining, different. I'd like to see what WWE would do in that situation. How it would be worked out on WTV if we have a Money in the Bank briefcase holder, no matter who it is. Cesaro was just in the, used for this story, I guess, or this idea of mine. But whoever it will be, to actually have them hold the briefcase for a full year, actually holding the briefcase as we're going through the road to the next Money in the Bank. But I am really looking forward to this pay-per-view. Next week on the show will be my prediction episode. I'm hoping to have some guests on again to predict Money in the Bank. Dean Ambrose defeating Kevin Owens. I think those two being the odds-on favorite together. We'll just have to see when these pay-per-view who will be the briefcase holder. Natalya and Becky Lynch confronting Charlotte and Dana Brooke. That was an okay segment. Could have been better. I wish they could have just had a match. Maybe a tag team match, tag team women's match on Raw. That'd been nice. I think that would have been a better idea than having this segment. Because what you could have done is you have this segment, and then it goes into a match on Raw. Because guess what? You could have had Teddy Long come back out then. You do that. I don't know. R-Truth versus Tyler Breeze and in no contest. The club defeated the tag team champions, the New Day. So that's Raw in a nutshell. And I think the show, I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. It was okay. Like I said, I enjoyed the back and forth between John Cena and AJ Styles. And I really, really think that they are going to go the way of AJ Styles getting the first win, Money in the Bank, John Cena getting the next 2 wins and winning the feud. I mean, I think it's just going to be the same way as Kevin Owens. And ironically, as I said earlier here in this episode, it seems, well, it is. It doesn't seem like it is going the same way, at least in when they're having their first match, because John Cena and Kevin Owens had their first match at Money in the Bank. Now John Cena and AJ Styles had their first match at Money in the Bank. And John Cena, the other time he was in Money in the Bank, when he was facing CM Punk for the WWE Championship, we all know what happened there. So who says John Cena doesn't do what right to superstars? I mean, even though he won the feud against Owens, okay, you can say whatever you want, I guess, in general, but he should work at Money in the Bank. That's for dang sure. But looking forward to the pay-per-view. Should be exciting. Unfortunately, like I said, didn't have any guests here today. Like I said, because for myself, it was an impromptu episode here tonight, out of nowhere, like an RKO out of nowhere. Did an episode here out of nowhere. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment, leave a like, share. That's trying to get eyeballs to the show. And I'll see you all again on Monday night or Tuesday afternoon, one of those days, to review MTV Scream Episode 3. It's a place to be right here. youtube.com/user/clean08. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Have fun. And as always, take care.